Hi, it's Ben again. I'm just going to talk. This is the last video out of the two videos that I've made for the OOSD1 zombie text adventure assignment. And this one, I just wanted to quickly go over, playing the game from my sample solution. So obviously I'm not going to give you the sample solution because that's where you need to get to. And I'm not going to show you any source code from that sample solution. But what I will show you is it running and interacting with the front end, so you can get a little idea what it might look like. So in the first video and from the specification, you would have downloaded this PDF, and there's a zombie adventure assignment specification. In the end appendix, there is a set of commands that you'll need to implement. And each command does different things. So, for example, the info command, which is the top one here, returns the info string for the world. And then the next command that's interesting is look. So the info always returns the same string for the world. But look changes depending on what room you're in. It actually only works for the current room, but it returns information about the state of the current room. So let's look at those two commands to get us going, okay? So you'll see here in the background, I've got NetBeans running, I've got my zombie sample solution running, and it's waiting for a connection, just like it was in the previous video that we did. Okay, so I'm going to go to the front end here, and I've already got it up and running, and I'm going to connect, and you'll notice that it connects. So unlike the previous one, we get this different message now that's printed at the beginning. It says, welcome to OOSD1 Zombies, and a little message about what you have to do to play the game, okay? So the first thing I'm going to do is type info. Remember when I typed info in the previous one, it said handle info command. That's what it said for every command. But no longer we'll get that now, right? We'll type info, and it provides me with the piece of information that was printed at the first time. So this is just the same information that we just had printed for that world. So not that exciting, but still that would be the first thing that you need to implement. And if you look in the assignment specification marking, then this is the absolute baseline. This is the first thing you should get working, and it's the thing that will get you towards pass, but nothing else. Okay, so the other command I said was look, right? And look is not specific to the world, it's specific to a particular room or your current location position in the world. So if I type in look, you'll see that I start in this world in the toilet, and that's the one where you'll get by default. And it gives you a bit of information about, so this is the room name, so you're in the toilet, where you are. Then it tells you that there's a little bit of information about what entrances, i.e. how you can get out of the room. So there's an entrance to the northeast, there's an entrance to the southeast, and there's an entrance to the southwest. And then finally, it lists the items that are in the room. Okay, so here we've got some gold and a chainsaw and a daisy. Okay, and if I type look again, I'd see exactly the same. Okay, and let's briefly have a look up here on the top. You'll notice that it says score, and the score is 0. That score should change dynamically as the game is played. In my implementation, the score changes every time you pick something up. Okay, so for example, I know that there's a command pick up, and let's say gold, because that's what it is. It's called gold, and you'll notice it says I picked up the gold. That was the response. There's always a response to every command I enter. Okay, and so that's something that you need to generate and pass back. You'll see how you do that in the starter version I gave you. It just returns a message saying handle the particular command. But here it tells us what we did. So I pick up gold. That was command I entered, and then it told me picked up gold. Okay, if I did look again, you'll see that the item gold is no longer there because I picked it up. Okay, and you'll also see that the score has gone up to 1. If I pick up something else, let's pick up the daisy, say, you'll notice that my score has now gone to 2 because I picked something else up. And of course I can do look again, and that will tell me where I am, and now I've only got 1 item left. I'm going to pick that up as well because, why not? Okay, so I picked that up, and finally my score's gone 3. I picked up 3 things, and if I did look again, you'll see that I'm in the toilet. There's lots of entrances, but there's nothing else. Okay, so, but how do I know what I've got picked up? Well, if we go back to here, and look in our thing, you might find a command that does that. So there is a command, I know this, I'm going to quickly go to it. It's called inventory. Return the HTML to display the player's current inventory. So it returns HTML that will be displayed inside the browser for the current inventory. And hopefully we'd expect that it would show those 3 things I picked up, and if it's the correct HTML, it will show them in iconic form, as the little images. And there you go, I typed in inventory. The first thing it returns as part of this HTML is a link to the little backpack icon that tells me I'm in my inventory, and then it gives me back the list of 3 things that I did. And I can't quite remember the command. Let's have a look. Yeah, so here's a command called drop and space item. So item is a name, so gold or chainsaw, and drop will drop the command, will drop something from my inventory into the room if it exists. So let's do drop cat, say for example, and you notice I don't have any, I'm not holding a cat, so it can't drop it. But if I did drop gold, then it will tell me the item is dropped, and I can do inventory again, and it will show that I don't have the gold ROM. And hopefully, all things being well, of course I've dropped it in the room, and so now the room now contains gold because I've just dropped it somewhere in the corner or whatever. Okay, so that's what we'd expect. The gold is not really that useful, or it just allows us to pick things up. Just something that we can collect. It doesn't do anything in the game. The daisy and the chainsaw is not the case. They actually kill zombies. Okay, there's no zombies in this room, but if there had been when it started, then there is on the top left here, it says zombies and score. Just in between that, a little zombie would have appeared and a little counter that would start counting down. In my game, I've set that to be 5. You can change that. The amount of seconds it counts down, but it counts down to 0, and if the zombies are not killed, then the game will be over and it will die, and if they are killed, then the counter will stop. Okay, if we looked back at here for a second, you can see that there is a command called kill here, and this will be it tells you what happens if the room contains at least 1 zombie and player's inventory contains either a daisy or a chainsaw, then 1 zombie is killed. The zombie count drops. If there's more than 1 zombie in the room, your timer won't stop counting. If the counter gets to 0, it tells you that you've died. When you kill a zombie, you lose the daisy or chainsaw that you had in your inventory, and so that needs to be decremented. So let's try it out. Let's see if we can do this. So I know that there's a command called move, and that allows me to move to an entrance. So let's say I tried to move to the northeast. So I actually knew that this was the case, but I tried to move to the entrance in the northeast, but it said a key is needed to open this entrance, and clearly if I look in my inventory, I don't have any keys, so I'm going to need to go elsewhere to get one. So let's move southeast, okay? Now keep a look up on the left, because I'm pretty sure in the southeast there is a zombie, and at least 1 zombie, and we are going to see the timer start flashing. So as soon as I move into that room, I'm pretty sure it's not locked. Okay, you see it's going now. So if I kill... I died. So there must have been at least 2 zombies in that room, because I killed one of them with the kill command, and it told me that the zombie was killed, but you noticed I'm dead. So that's it. I have to restart the game now. And just the way I've got this working at the moment, not the most fluid in the world, but actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to get back out of here. So this is to the main page, see waiting for me to connect again. And I'm going to go back over to NetBeans, where the server was, and I'm going to stop the game running. I'm going to right click, set it running again. You'll notice it's waiting for a connection. I of course can go back to here and connect. Everything's looking good again. I'll do my look. I'll just quickly pick everything up again. Well, I'm not going to worry about the gold. So I picked up that. I know I've got the chainsaw and the thing, so I'm going to move quickly to the southeast, wasn't it? and I'm going to do kill, kill. And you notice I've killed 2 zombies. The timer's stopped because I knew that there was 2 zombies in that thing. And now I can do look, and there's a key. Brilliant. I'll pick up the chainsaw because notice I haven't got anything in my thing, so I'm going to pick up chainsaw, pick up key, and you see that I've got these things in my inventory now. So if I do look again, you notice that there's an entrance in the northwest. Now, of course, I came in by the southeast, and so the northwest must be getting back to the room I came from, if you think about that. So I can move to the northwest, and notice I'm back in the toilet again now. Okay, before I was in R3, which is just room 3, and now I've got a key. Okay, and when we did it before, didn't we say that there was an entrance to the northeast? I haven't picked up the gold. Let me just do that. Why not? And you'll see that my score goes up again. And now I'm going to move to the north. Oh, move northeast. And remember that needed a key before, but I've got a key now. And there's a zombie in there, so I'm going to kill that. It started, and it tells me I'm in the exit room, so this is the end room. The game can now terminate, and you've successfully made it to the exit room, which is great. If I looked in this room, it tells me I'm in the exit. Inventory. I'm just going to type my inventory. You notice I had, if I go back up here, I had a key and a chainsaw, and I needed the chainsaw to kill the zombie, but I also needed the key to get into the entrance in the northeast from the toilet, and that was used up. So the key only works in one door, and so once you've used it, it needs to be removed. You should not just allow the key to work in every room, so you only ever have to pick up one key. Okay, well, so you've seen most of the commands. If you see, we'll go back to the manual here. There are some other commands. You actually have seen all of these working, except for the quit. That should just quit. But I had timer expired, and which is not something that you would generate. What happens is you go into the room, the front end does the timer. If the timer gets to 0 before all the zombies, it's got a message back saying all the zombies have been killed, then it will send that message, the front end will send a message to the server saying the timer's expired, and you should get a message back saying game over, you died, and so forth. So it's not a command that you ever type in, it's a command that is generated automatically by the front end if the timer gets to 0. And finally, one other thing is to say that this comment here where it says anything else, this was any other command. Remember, I think in the first video I implemented JJ, and it came back and said this is not a verb I recognize, and that's what you'd expect, okay, because that's a message you don't understand and it can't do anything with it. And other than that, you should have seen all the basic commands, and is what's necessary to get the different marks and do the complete implementation of the assignment. So again, good luck. Any questions, just let me know, or one of the tutors or Julia can help you. All right, cheers.